3 plus 8. And the way that we're going to do using the formula, you set u's and v. Okay, I get the u term to be 2x squared minus 6, and I let my v term to be 3x power 3 plus 8. Okay, now we take diff to the u term. Diff u term, we have 4x, the same. Diff the v term, you have 9x squared, the same to the previous question. And then according to the differentiate formula, you have v diff u minus u diff v divided by v squared, like this. Okay, v terms 3x power 3 plus x diff u 4x minus u term 2x squared minus 6 diff v 9x power 2. Merge them. Okay, in the numerators part, you have 12x power 4 plus 32x minus 18x power 4 and 54x power 2. And also the back term, if you expand them, you get this part. This is the answer. Okay? But in our final exam this time, you will see that this kind of question, no matter what you do, like simplify the term, we still get the number like this, right? There is no like cancel term, or we cannot do more simplify about this. In our final exam, please leave the term with this. Okay? Now, if I didn't say anything, if I want you just, okay, define the differentiate of the terms, you can answer like this. Right? No need to expand like the bottom part here. But if any question that I say like completely simplified, then you should go over here. Alright? That's all of the basic differentiate formula. Okay? Then we could do it. To the worksheet number 10. The worksheet number 10, products rule. Okay, to the worksheet number 10 right here. Let's start with the first one. Okay? Differentiate each of the following function. You will see that some kind of question. For example, like this question. If you multiply them, like expand them full term, it's a lot easier, right? Because if you just multiply them, we don't need to use the multiplication rule for some of the questions. Like this question, you will have minus 3x to the power of 7 and then plus 2x to the power of 3, right? That's our function, and we do y diff. Find the first order diff, right? Then you have, okay, 7, and we already have minus 3 here, and then the previous degree, you better minus 1, and then plus differentiate of 2x power 3, it will be 3 times 2. We take 3 from the power, and then the x, its power will be minus 1. That will be our answer. The answer will be minus 21x to the power of 6 plus 6x to the power of 2. That will be our answer for this question. Okay, you will see that if we're doing like this, I mean we multiply them first, it just like two of the brackets together like this. Then when we do the first order differentiate, you will have the simplest form, like immediately. Okay. All right. Same to the second question. To our second question, I will multiply x power 2 to the bracket. And we have our fx to be minus 3x power 4 and then minus 2x squared. Like this. And we do the first order diff. Okay. 4 multiply minus 3. Its previous power, it will be minus 1, like always minus 1, okay? and then minus 2 times 2 x power 2 minus 1. Right, now we get this. 4 is a minus 3, you have minus 12x to the power 3 minus 4x. That's going to be our solution for the question number 2. Alright. But some of the question, let's say, like the question number 3, if you like fully expand the term, it's good. But if you don't want to do like that, if like the question number 3, I do like UV, we take the differentiate formula for the product. Let us see how's it work. Okay, I'll let you finish taking note this one, and then I will go to the question 3. Seems so. Okay. To the question 3 this time. In our question 3, okay, set the term. This one U, this one V. Let's say like that. Okay, the whole term U and the whole term V. And then what the differentiate of this? Y div will be U div V. Or you want to start with V div U is fine. If you do V div U plus U div V, or U div V plus V div U is still okay for that. Okay? Alright. The V term, I'm start with like V du. V div U. The V term is minus 2x power 2. Right? Plus 1. And with div U term, which is minus 2x power 4 minus 3. Plus U div V, 2x power 4 minus 3, and then you dip the V term minus 2x power 2 plus 1 by dx. Like this. Okay, almost got there. Minus 2x power 2 plus 1, I do nothing with this, right? But minus 2x power 4 minus 3, we take dip to the 10, then you guys going to get, this is 4 multiply minus 2, x to the power of 4 minus 1 plus 0. And then this is 2x. Okay, so then multiply 2 and then minus 2, x to the power 2 minus 1 plus 0. Now we get this term. Alright. Now we can simplify the term. Okay, it's in here. You have minus 2x squared plus 1. This is minus 8x to the power of 3. And then plus minus 2x power 4 minus 3. This is minus 4x. Like this. Simplify it one more time. You will get the final solution. Okay. For this question, if you simplify them, you will have, well, this is 4, 2, 6, 8. We got 16x to the power of 5 minus 8x to the power 3 plus 8x to the power 5 and then plus 12x. Right? Okay. The simplest form will be 24x to the 5 minus 8x plus 12x. This is the way we doing like a product rule. But if you have like 3 terms, 4 terms, the product rule is good. Normally when we do the differentiate, and then the question just say that, okay, if you want to find like y div like this, you may do it to the simplest form. But if the question say y div of 1 like this, it means after you do the differentiate or do the derivative, first order, put the number 1 in there. That's why we don't need to simplify, okay? You may finish with this line. or this line, and then replace x with 1, then you get the answer. All right. Let's just take note to the question 5. Then we're going to do like a question 4. Oh, this is the question 3, not 5, sorry. And then we could do the question 4. Okay, seems like we're good. Once again, to the question 4. Multiply them first, or take like u div v. It's going to be okay. Okay, both processes are available. If you want to like do like easy simplifying, you multiply them first. Then we div just one time, then we get the answer. Okay, but if you want to do like u div v, and you set one term to be u, one term to be v. All right. I want to say f div x going to be u div v plus v div u. Right. Then okay, u div v this time I got 2x to the 4 minus 3, and then div v it's the x squared plus 1 by dx plus v div u x squared plus 1 div the u term, it's 2x power 4 minus 3. Just differentiate one time, first order div, you got 2x plus 0, right? And also this side you get x squared plus 1. And then div this term, you get 8x to the power of 3. Right? Then we multiply them. After we multiply them, we have 4x to the power of 5 minus 6x plus 8x to the 5 plus 8x to the power of 3. To the simplest form, this one will be 12x power 5 plus 8x power 3 minus 6x. Like this. Okay? Now note this one in number 4. I leave the rest to your practice. Okay, and once you finish this one, we move to another one worksheet, the quotient rules. Okay. To the next page. Differentiate functions of the given terms. Okay, I have the functions in the worksheet 11, it will be the quotients, right? But how are we going to deal with that? If you go over the quotient rules, you will have v du, v div u minus u div v divided by v squared, like this. Or you want to use the products rule. If you use the products rule, it's possible to do. Like a first question, if you go for the products rule, you could do like this, like 2 multiplied to x to the 4 minus 5 to the power of minus 1. Then we can do like that. Okay? Then it depends on you. But if you do like this, the whole term is like minus 1. You're going to dip this term once again. Alright? But in this worksheet, teacher will go for the quotient rule. Okay? This is u term. And this is the v term. That u over v, right? Now, if you take this one time v div u to v div u to x to the power 4 minus 5 div 2 by dx minus u div v u and then div 2x power 4 minus 5 by dx divided by the v term square. Out of v term is 2x power 4 minus 5 square. Okay? You will see that this part differentiate to the constant number. It will turn to 0. This one will turn to 0 right away. Right? And then we have only the back term. Okay? Minus 2. And then this part is x to the power 4 minus 1. Right? And divided by the v square, which is 2x power 4 minus 5. And then square, like this. A bit simplified, you have minus 16. X to the power of 3. And then divided by the lower part term, which is 2x power 4 minus 5 power 2. You leave the term like this, it's fine. This is our answer. Okay. Seems like everybody finished taking notes. Next question, we'll go to the question 4. To the question 4, you set the term like u and v again. U, and this is the v term, okay? Our y div must be v div u minus u div v divided by the v square. Okay? V div u, let's start our term. V is 4x power 5 minus 4. And then div the u term. U term is 4x power 3 minus 3x power 2. And minus u div v. 4x power 3 minus 3x power 2 div the v term. 4x power 5 minus 4. And divided by v square. Okay, then what are we going to do? 4x to the 5 minus 4. You dip that term, you get 12x, right? To the power 2 minus 6x power 1. And then the back term, we already get 4x power 3 minus 3x power 2, which is we type no differentiate for this term, but we dip the v term. And then the v term we have 20x to the power of 4 minus 0. Right? And divided by the bottom part, power 2. 4x power 5 minus 4 power 2. Done. If you not simplify, this is going to be your answer. Okay? But once we get the answer, and what is the next step to do? Normally the question will let you find like f diff 3, f diff 0, f diff 2, something like that. You put the number in the x. That's why we don't need to simplify at all. But if you want, but for like the questions like multiple choice exam, you need to do simplify to the simplest form to match the choices, right? But if you do have writing exam, this one is enough. Alright, I got the examples. The rest that you can do it. Once you finish taking note this question, teacher will go back to the worksheet number 9. I mean 9 or 10. I will go back to the worksheet number 9 once again. There are some of the questions that check how you guys doing. Like a question 7x. Okay, just roll back to the worksheet number 9 a bit. The question number 7, 8, 9, and 10. To the question number 7, if you want to do that, this is minus 3x minus 5 to the power of 1 over 2, isn't it? Because it comes with this root form, right? Suppose that I let the u term, let's say. The u term, let it be minus 3x minus 5. Okay? Now we're going to dip the u term. du by dx. It will be, take dip. It's going to be like, this is u power 1 over 2, right? U power 1 over 2. Then, I rewrite the function first. Then other functions right here, it will be like y equal to u to the power of 1 over 2. If you dip du by dx, it's going to be 1 over 2 u power 1 over 2 minus 1, and then du by dx. The full form is going to be look like this. Okay, then what is the next step that we're going to do? Change it back. It's 1 over 2 u term. It's minus 3x minus 5 to the power of minus 1 over 2. And then you're going to dip the u term once again, right? Minus 3x minus 5 by dx. Then the answer of this one might be 1 over 2 minus 3x minus 5 to the power of minus 1 over 2. And this is minus 3. Okay, this is minus 3. Yeah. Then you are ready to simplify the term. If you simplify the term, it will be minus 3 divided by 2 and multiply with the root minus 3x minus 5. Right? to the really simplest form, you need to conjugate this term once again. Then we'll get the final answer. Alright? That's the way we do. But for the question 10 and the question 9, let's say the question 9. And in the question 9, you may don't want to do like a quotient rule. You may do like a product rule. Okay? For the question 9, if I change it to be the product rule, it's going to be y is 1 multiply x plus 2 to the negative 1, like this. What? It becomes like we're doing like a u-term. Let's say u is x plus 2, if it's like that. Then our y function is u to the power of minus 1. Okay? And then you will simplify them. If we do y dip, it's going to be minus 1 u power minus 1 minus another one, and then dip u by dx. Like here. Or what else we're going to do with that? Our y dip going to be minus 1 x plus 2 to the minus 2, and then dx plus 2 by dx. Right? This will be minus 1x plus 2 to the minus 2 multiply 1. Then your answer will be minus 1 over x plus 2 to the power of 2. Or you want to use the quotient rule, is fine. Okay? And you will see that from here. It's like no matter what, like any rule that we use that we can apply and then change it back and forth. Now, if you do simplify the whole term, you can use just the first 4 basic diff formula, and then we can get everything. If you don't want to multiply or like simplify the functions before we do the differentiate, you use the formula, the differentiate formula, like the quotient rules, the product rules, in order to do that. Right? I'll let you try work on it. Now there are fields of the questions. Fields of questions in our worksheet. Okay? And once again, next week, you are ready to submit the worksheet from the binomial theorem to this page. I mean the last page, the worksheet number 11 or 13. Let's check. 11, yeah. The worksheet 11. 16 to 18 are available for 3 days submission. Then you still have time to clear each worksheet, which one is you not finished, like linear programming problems, or this worksheet, or the binomial theorem. And try to make sure that I can read your handwriting. Okay?